How you doing, guys? Welcome to Drag the Lake. This week, it's a very fun episode. We talk about ABBA and pop music in general and sort of the machine that has developed over the years to create said pop music. But if you want to get a head start on next week when you're done with this episode, we decided we're going to talk about the Kiss double disc live album, Alive. So there you go, if you want to get a head start. All right, enjoy the episode. Be about it. Peace. A lot of people, it's like you just gotta be able to identify the people who are more like using you versus, like, a perfect example is like me and my wife love each other because we see the potential in one another.
Yeah.
And like we love that and we want to make that better. There's other relationships, and like we see it in comedy all the time. You know, we've been at the creek or the mothership and someone's talking to us and then someone with a way bigger profile walks in and you're just like, you're just like, I'm still in the middle of my sentence. I'm right here. You're like, oh yeah. No, that guy is on Netflix, but we were talking.
Yeah. Cool. Like literally just finish the conversation. Just be like, I've done it before where like and not because somebody else that came in, but literally I just wanted to end the conversation with somebody. I'm just like, oh, I'm going to run to the bathroom real quick. I'll be, like it's literally, you can end a conversation civilly, but the level of lack of civil, like,
yeah,
or even just like, just treating people like humans in this area, like you said, are just like they look through you to somebody else, and it's like, wow, that's great. Like, but those are the people that are, I don't know. I feel like you still have to be talented. I would hope.
Yeah, you have to have a degree of talent.
Yeah,
you have to have you know what it is? You have to be able to fulfill the agreed upon stipulations of your existence.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like I've seen it with some of these comics that get fucking big and they like, there's like a big fanfare and show element of it. And it's like, as long as you fulfill that vibe, people are like, that's what I came here for. Cause that's, dude. And actually, you know what? Let's get into Drag the Lake because I really want to talk about this shit. It actually correlates to the topic of today. Welcome to Drag the Lake. We are here, the two most qualified people to talk about the great band ABBA. But
Swedish.
Yes, if you're watching this in the future, we are streaming on my my YouTube channel. So this is why it seems like we're in the middle of the conversation, because we are. But no, I was saying about, like, you were talking about, like, people, you know, do people have to be talented to get popular the same way and this and that? And I was actually, and this correlates to, like, listening to ABBA this week. It correlates to listening to ABBA. And also I was thinking a bunch about, like, that new Taylor Swift album. And I realized the big thing with, like, this shit that gets big and popular and this, like, pop stuff is it gets to a certain point where it's like, once you break into the, like, collective consciousness, pop, mainstream ecosystem, it gets to a point where it's like, it's not so much about, like, writing just straight up new, good, innovative music. It's about, like, you know, it's about going, well, we've established this is what you get from us, and you just have to, like, fulfill that. That's what I realized I listened to a little bit of the new Taylor Swift album, and I was like, and it's actually similar to, like, my general opinion on ABBA, because, like, with ABBA, I brought up the topic because I've been playing the drums more, and I was finding music that's easy to play the drums to because I'm getting back into it. And, like, a Dancing Queen comes up on this playlist I find, and I'm playing along to it. It's an easy song to play along, and it's fucking beautiful.
Yeah.
It's a absolutely beautiful song. Just the arrangement with the strings and the harmonies and yada, 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 all that. So I listened to more ABBA. I put on Waterloo's a great song. Mamma Mia is a pretty good fucking song. But then I start going, like, let me listen to all of ABBA. And I just go, like, oh, And they just kind of like every song is basically Waterloo Dancing Queen or Mamma Mia with like the good or bad has been turned up or down.
Yeah,
And I
yeah,
was like, and then I was thinking that about that in contrast to Taylor Swift. And I'm like, oh, you just have to establish you establish a mission statement of what this is and just fulfill that every single time. And it goes,
yeah.
it's why it's like the McDonald's of music and shit like that. It's not the worst shit in the world, but you're like, there's better. But it's like people who go to McDonald's are fucking addicted to it. And they'll just be like, no, I got my 10,000 McDonald's points. I'm going to get a Big Mac.
This is the new saying for you to hum in your head while you're cleaning, while you're washing dishes or while you're doing something, while you're at work, where you're just like, because that's the thing is I think when you brought up the topic, I can't remember if it was me bringing up the hologram thing or you bringing up ABBA and but we talked about there's like this whole residency that they have, this hologram ABBA show or ABBA, whatever the fuck you want to call them, show.
I call them ABBA.
ABBA. I call them ABBA. ABBA. That'd be cool. A like hardcore. ABBA.
Or if they do
I would buy that ABBA shirt.
No, I want to see straight edge ABBA where it's XABBAX.
Yeah. So but there was like this whole residency of like it's just hologram versions of ABBA in their prime dancing around and shit like that, and then ABBA songs. So like it legitimately came out to be the thing that I joked about with bands being like, oh yeah, after a while you're just going to see the songs. They're not the band anymore. You're going to see AC/DC songs. You're going to see ABBA songs. Eventually you're going to be, I would assume some of the Rolling Stones will eventually die, and eventually they'll start to like, because I
gotta be honest,
industries.
I don't know if they will.
It's really hard to say. Like at this point, they should do some kind of super group.
It's very hard to tell if they can die.
Yeah, you would say like you would want to say like, well, I mean, half the Beatles are dead, and there's got to be, and they're not looking great anyway. So maybe I don't know.
I'm sorry, I'm pulling up the ABBA thing, and it is like fascinating. It's all so fascinating of like, why do you guys want to do this? Why do you guys want to go to? Oh wait, why did Blondie Heart of Glass come up?
Yeah, I was like, whoa,
yeah,
whoa.
But yeah, you just like, I'm just gonna go. It's like I can't fully process it. Where it's like,
they're not showing like a solid clip. It's just like 3-second clips of everything. They're cut away.
Yeah,
you can't tell that if people actually like it, if it's anything. But like those are all holograms. That's all fake.
Yeah,
and it's like, okay, this is like, creepy to me.
Obviously, this is the commercial, so like they pay a bunch of actors to be in their pants. Or honestly, though, this looks like the full audience. Might just be a show now that I think about it.
Yeah, it looks like it's okay. So it's in London, but like I mean, they sell it's like sold out. It's a residency, and it's like they're going to tour this. And to me, and it's funny because like you said, like ABBA has like they have hit songs, but also like, and they have like Mamma Mia, they turned it into a musical with all fucking, so like I get it, but like do they have, I could see this with, I mean, but then you think about like AC/DC is kind of the same thing. That's just the same song over and over again, but they have longevity over the years. But like, what a Rolling Stones, Kiss, I think is doing this as well. Kiss is doing
hologram.
They're going to be starting it because they retired. They did their last show, I think, in Madison Square Garden last year, and they're going to be doing the same thing. Now, Kiss, I feel like kind of does have the body of work, but as far as the deep cuts go, if they're just like, okay, that's kind of like Mamma Mia, but it's it doesn't have the chorus part. Oh, that's like this, but it doesn't have this. It's wouldn't what constitutes, because ABBA is a great band. Don't get me wrong. I've enjoyed listening to them.
Yeah.
I think that it's a overall, it's like they're a pop essential band. But again, like you said with Taylor Swift, like it might just be, I think the theory is more like just write as many versions of songs as you can. So like like punk songs, you have 3 chords. Well, do you want to play them slow, fast, however? You can play them reverse, you can play, so then you have
So
like, so you really have 5 songs that you can do over and over and over again. And like if people like them, who gives a fuck? It's just throw it at the wall and then see what sticks.
Well, so yeah, and that kind of segues into another thing I was thinking about a bunch too, because especially with ABBA, this reminded me where they're from, Sweden, is actually like the biggest exporter of pop hits.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Not actual, just tunes, and it made me realize. I go, oh yeah, you're in the homeland of the like just like
Cowards.
the fine tuning of the pop song.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because like ABBA comes out in the 70s. ABBA's popular in the 70s and 80s. We were talking about that earlier in the stream, where that's like the time period where you can write, just commercial bullshit, but you have to be talented to do it, just with the limitations of technology.
Yeah.
And then technology gets better and better and better. And it's just, ABBA to me is the early stages of pop music fine tuning the formula, because, and it's very, I feel like it goes parallel to also what we were talking about, social media, where it gets to a point where you're not even like making a decision to engage with it or not.
Yeah.
Something's happening where it just elicits a feeling that you have it, like it hits you with the dopamine and you have to pay attention. So going back to what you were getting at about like, oh, we figured out, you were saying like, oh, Taylor Swift's figured out these 5 songs similar to how we joke about Bad Religion or whatever. But like Bad Religion does it in a more like punk rock. This is what it like. It's like they got artistically fulfilled on 6 songs and then repeated that formula. The Taylor Swift model, and what I think ABBA is sort of one of the originators of, is like I think it's down to the point of like, what are the chord progressions that get people like involuntarily connected?
They've done the Moneyball. Like ABBA has done the Moneyball with fucking pop. They've done
I'm gonna write that down.
Pop Moneyball. That's what they are. It's just basically they go like, we figured out these 3 things make your head tingle. So like, here you go. Hey, speaking of, I kind of breaking news as far as, to me at least, Ace Frehley died. Do you know that? From Kiss.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like I saw that in the chat. I just fucking double checked it. Not saying that you're a liar, anorexic, dyslexic, but that's like it was 18 hours ago. Apparently, died at 74. It's crazy. Fucking
damn.
Rest in Kiss.
I actually, honestly, Glass. Rest in Kiss. I'm glass half full, Andy. I gotta tell you, whenever these old school rockers die past 70, I go, that's way more than I think you even thought you had in you. Especially with like when you hear stories of like Ozzy was the craziest one, like doing, motherfucker used to do lines of ants, and then now he's made it to fucking his 90s or whatever. So yeah, I was never a big Kiss guy. I enjoyed the hits, but broadly, I'm not gonna pretend like I fucked with them too much.
Well,
I will say what was their like disco-y song?
I was made for loving you, babe. Killer song.
That song goes crazy.
And that's what I'm saying. They have that residency type shit that I think they can do because they were a spectacle band. Yeah. Alice Cooper was as well, but he was more of a Godfather kind of thing. Like, again, Gigi Allen was technically an innovator in performative performance or music, I guess, whatever. Like, but like that's not necessarily what you want as far as like, but who would be a hologram worthy band that of like, let's say our era? Because like ABBA has this body of work and they have this like Moneyball like idea of like figuring out the equation of success. So then they're like, okay, let's do this. And they just and like all, because that's the thing is, no matter how much of their music like they're successful. That's undeniable that they're successful. and them being a European band, there's also that level of pride. So like when a fighter from a region is really successful or becomes champion, they usually come home to like a hero's welcome because they're like, holy shit, somebody from our country is world recognized in this thing. ABBA's no exception. So like them figuring this out and them doing that, what I feel like a band like My Chemical Romance would be like something, because they were not necessarily a spectacle band, but they had big music. Coheed and Cambria is another one that they're like a storyteller kind of band over time. But
Yeah.
I wonder if there's many bands, because like Blink 182 success wise makes sense, but they were just three dudes standing on stage. You know what I mean? So like but then you look at that and you're like, well, they're just holograms of them fucking standing on stage and then a bunch of lasers around them. It's all fucking fake. You can do anything you want. But who would be, body of work wise, do you think would be like of our era, would be like hologram worthy?
I gotta be honest, seeing one band as a hologram sounds kind of dumb to me. It's like it is funny to do like to be like, oh, we have this insane technology. Well, here's a shittier version of something you can go see at a bar. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'd be like, brother, give me the whole act. Fucking, I want to see John Bonham on drums.
Oh yeah.
I want to see fucking Bruno Mars playing keyboard. Like,
Yeah.
I
People
would
that are
just,
still alive too. Yeah.
yeah, dude, like give me something that could never actually exist. Like, I want to see Michael Jackson doing like, I don't know, Billie Jean, and then
Oh,
Tupac does a verse in the middle of it. Like, show
Michael
me something
Jackson.
like that.
Michael Jackson dancing with like NSYNC or Backstreet Boys or something like that in the middle of
Yeah.
oh brother, yeah.
Well, that's like it's the same thing when they
Baby he.
it's like it's this what's the same, like it's the same logic I have when they remake a movie. They'll like bring back a franchise just for the name recognition. You're like, none of this needed to happen.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
then, and you know, I love bringing up Dune, but it's like when they did the Dune movies, it's like, yeah, because the technology is finally there to make it look cool. It's like, if you're going to have a hologram concert, yeah, show me fucking, I don't know, dude, show me Jimi Hendrix 69ing with Madonna. That's what I want to see.
This is honestly Gigi Allen with Madonna. Like if she wants to get her street cred back, then she'll do that. She'll do that residency.
Yeah.
But or like a Tupac and Biggie duet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like have them making out on stage. Like
I mean, dude, it'd be so funny if we were in charge of that and they were just like,
we would
they
get
hit you with
kills immediately.
They're like, what? They're like, what? They're like, did the families even approve of it? And we're like, we didn't even consider their feelings.
Yeah, no.
No.
They would never consent to this.
Oh,
We knew. Immediately they would say no. So we didn't even ask. So
We
they
didn't
couldn't
even-
say no.
Fucking it. We use the legal system
Yeah.
to.
This is legal.
This is based off our bullshit legal system. We're allowed to do this.
We just we have a hologram of Michael Jackson singing Pretty Young Thing to a kid. Like
it'd be really
somebody from the audience.
And then we have Michael Jackson slowly attack a kid, and then people try to save the kid, and they remember it's a hologram, and they're like, no!
This is legal. This is legal.
It's not a real kid. It's not a real kid. Wouldn't you rather this than the real thing? And they're like, what's happening? What do you mean?
This is why you should be against AI. Exactly this.
Yeah.
So I think that
we might be in charge of it.
yeah, one day somebody might give us creative control of the sphere, and you're gonna regret it because we're gonna make it look out. The outside's gonna look like a butthole.
If I was in charge of the sphere, I would just be doing like I would have the Grateful Dead in there, and there'd be all the fun little things, and then I would like make the sphere look like the outer rim shattered, and I would just have Hamas coming in on paragliding in.
You put everybody in bad trip mode.
Just making everyone at the sphere think it's
when are they gonna land? When are they gonna land?
Can you imagine?
Don't put us in charge of the fucking sphere. I'll tell you what.
Hamas flying. That's so funny, dude.
Yeah,
dude,
so
you're talking. Yeah,
go ahead.
No. I was just gonna do another ABBA thing because
Oh yeah.
no, I watched like a documentary or two about them, and it was this is the other thing about pop music that makes me laugh is like a lot of pop acts are the epitome of creativity and capitalism finding a middle ground to like take over.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not a good, especially to music fans, that's not a good story to tell. They're not a big fan of capitalism. It's like in my perfect world, you do the art, and then when you have the product finish, you go hand it to capitalism and you're like, now sell it to people. But
Yeah.
it's a lot of pop music is you're like, no, we're gonna get in on the mix and figure it out. And sorry, the hand motion wasn't implying anything. It wasn't implying anyone who's at the top. But no, it's like it's the epitome of it getting in the mix. So when you watch these documentaries, they just have to lie about I love the circle getting bigger. When it comes that rules. If you're on the audio, check out the video. It's a good time over here.
Circle just burped.
Circle just burped and did some jazz.
I love the circle burps.
I do. They're fun. But
actually, can I take that back? I'm sorry. I don't even want to joke like that. Fuck those guys. Sorry.
Huh? Circle jerks.
I fucking hate that guy, the lead singer, and because of him, I hate them. Because of him, not the fans, not anybody else. Fuck him and fuck them. Sorry.
Who is it? Keith Morrison?
Keith dickhead. Fuck. Dick dick fuckhead. Fuckhead, dick fuck. Bitch.
Fucking
sorry.
Stupid. Fucking how was it right in the gayest Black Flag songs?
Circle burp.
Circle burp. Sorry, I can't stop laughing at this. This is my new favorite thing when someone says something mentioned in the comments. This makes me laugh so hard. Because I was posting, dude, I meant to tell you about this.
We mentioned Hamas. We didn't mention Jewish people, did we?
I never said Jews. I said something about people running the world, and you guys just happened to bring up Jews.
I think what the heck is going on here?
I do not understand the reference.
Hamas mentioned.
No, but I've been having more fun on you guys, you know me, I'm a big TikTok influencer, but I've just been posting antagonistic posts where I posted about City of Evil by Avenged Sevenfold, saying how it's like the greatest butt rock album ever written, and Avenged Sevenfold didn't like that, and then Avenged Sevenfold fans did not like that, but then there was one fan to be like, that's not that's not butt rock. Breaking Benjamin, Chevelle, Shinedown, that's butt rock. And then the next comment just said, Shinedown mentioned. And I go, who are you? Who are you? Just throughout your day, you're like, yes, dude, Shinedown mentioned.
Brother, I had a clip, the podcast that we did the clip thing with Colton about like facts and everything.
Oh yeah.
He posted one I did about Corpse Grinder from Cannibal Corpse. Like how he goes to all the
gets all the stuffed animals.
And it was so funny because I was like in the in the comments, I inspired 2 of those. I got Metalocalypse mentioned, Metalocalypse / Death Clock mentioned, like they slashed it, and then another person saying Cannibal Corpse mentioned.
Yeah,
I was like,
it's
fuck
just,
yeah.
people just get hype. I do it too. You just get hype going, you know the thing I know?
Yeah. It's but I love that. Yeah, you're right. That's funny that somebody did that with Jews. You know that the thing I know? Jews? Mentioned. Boom. Hit enter. He had it already in the bar, just ready to go, and he was just hovering over the enter button. Like, come on.
No, it is funny. No,
there
it's no, he's just at work. He's just at work doing his job, listening to the pod, and he's just like, oh, Jews mentioned.
Switches over to a different keyboard.
But the thing I was gonna, what the fuck were we talking about? The document. No. We were, brother. Hamas riffs are way more important than talking about ABBA. But no, I was saying about the documentaries. It's like, yeah, because they have that, and I again, I feel bad because I do like a lot of ABBA music, but it's the retelling of history. You could just, obviously I wasn't there. What if I was, dude? What if I was just in the background of all those ABBA pictures? And you're like,
You're the umbrella guy in all the ABBA pictures.
yeah, dude. I'm just a guy in a big fucking hat and a big trench coat.
I see an umbrella inside every time.
Honestly, dude, when they're in their flashy outfits and you're in the background of the umbrella, you really stick out.
Look how pale he is.
Oh, that's why it's not even raining. Oh, he needs it for the sun.
Oh.
And no, but it was like they have to like retell history because you're watching it and they're like, my favorite is when they're talking about like being in the studio and you're like, yeah, we were messing around with all this stuff.
We're in the studio.
We're in the studio and we were messing around with these sounds and we thought, hey, you want to go do the thing we've been doing for the past decade? It's like, yeah, dude, it's like, that's not, you didn't have these, because the one, too, they always talk about like writing the lyrics. And it's like they kind of acknowledged it too, which I think is the best version of writing pop lyrics, where if you listen to it on the surface, it just sounds like it's about a relationship or something like that. But they were doing that with their one song, but they're like, if you really listen to the lyrics, it's actually an anti-war song.
Ooh.
And you're like, yeah, but you still made sure to make it sound like it was about a girl. Like you still took the time to make sure it was like, oh yeah, but this is still at the end of the day the most marketable humanly possible. You know what I mean? It's like, no, you made a mainstream song and shoehorned in a message so you guys could say that stuff later. It was I don't know, the way that they rewrite history on a lot of these things is very funny because it's like if you watch it, it's very clear there's a corporate machine behind all this stuff after a certain point. And it's like they've earned a lot of their success, but there's a corporate machine. You figured out the perfect you figured out the perfect recipe and you're pumping that shit out, man. Just say that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think that's the thing is like, so pop songs, I think in general, pop songs are built different. Some people may have more of a connection to certain songs, or songs may come from a deeper place than other ones, I guess. Not as like surface level or just like commercial or whatever it may be. But I think the pop music is kind of built to get stuck in your head. It's like junk food. It's like for you to get addicted to kind of thing.
Yeah.
Whereas other art forms or other music types are more set up for like, I'm going to put out what I think would be relatable and see how many people fuck with it. And like, let me see the way I bag it. Let's see the way that I package my trauma, if that will be entertaining to anyone. So like that's the risk you take. There's no real risk in pop music, obviously. That's clear. But it's still one of those things that like, that doesn't mean that you can't have substantive pop music. I don't know if that makes sense. That's where the singer-songwriter shit comes in. And that's
we lost a Pat. What the hell? What the hell is going on? Let me get him the hell out of here. That was crazy. So I think Pat's internet went to fucking, where'd he go? Yeah, he's still frozen. Let me kick him the hell out of here and I'll send him a new invite. Send him a new invite. Hell yeah. That was crazy. I think it was the Jews mentioned. You guys said I'm a damn troll? I pride myself in not being a troll. Why'd you guys say I was a damn? Because of the who's this big red gay guy in every picture? That's I'm a history troll. I'm just trolling everybody in the background. God, I can't wait to eat breakfast. I can't wait to fill my tummy with food. Damn, this is gonna be. I hope he's still there. I don't know if his like internet went to shit. Pray for Pat. Yeah, boys, we gotta pray for Pat. I'm just gonna edit this later because I don't want to just stall and ramble on bullshit while Pat gets back. Wonder what happened. I wonder what happened to the Pat. What happened to the Pat? Can we all put our hands together and pray? Okay, so he just seen the new link. Yeah, dude, I think that Jews mentioned really fucked us up. That might have been the downfall. Pat, if you come back, I'll scoop you a bowl of Scouse. What's that? Is that some of your weird English bullshit? Oh my God, we got Pat back.
Hey.
Dude, that sorry about the Jews mentioned, guys. That was we didn't mean to.
Yeah, it was a Palantir drone strike.
It was you just got Palantired so fucking hard. But don't worry, dude.
Palantir mentioned.
Yeah, Palantir mentioned. We prayed for you though. We did a little prayer circle, and I think that's what brought you back.
I'm not even sure why I pay for internet.
Yeah.
I mean, like, what's the point of actually having internet if you can't?
Well, your internet provider's like, oh, you want that all the time?
Wait, the whole like that. It's the same thing with I kind of, I mean, it's a different thing for Fortnite, but it's because it's free. But it's like one of those things of like when you go to do it and they're like, oh yeah, there's an update. It's like, come on, man.
Yeah, they do those. Yeah, they do those a lot too.
Yeah, and it's and then you play it and you're like, what did you update? Oh, cool. It's a little different. Who gives a fuck? Why'd you have to fucking waste my time?
Yeah, everything's just like a little worse now. But
I don't know how much my ABBA rant actually made sense or how much actually got through. But yeah,
I don't know. Everyone was passionate about it. They did get real sad when you fucking. We all just assumed you died, so we all got pretty fucking sad.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. What were we talking about with ABBA? Just saying
the substantive like of saying like there's other bands or there's pop music that has more meaning behind it.
Yes. I think that is true. I think that is 100% true. But it's always like I'm trying to think of a good analogy. It always feels like whenever there's like an ounce of substance in it, it always feels like, what were those old commercials where they were talking about like shake and bake or whatever? And there's like the little kid going, and I helped.
Yeah.
That's what it always feels like. Cause it'll be like, yeah. So they'll talk to some producer that looks like a goblin, like Benny Blanco. And he'll be like, yeah, so I wrote the entire song.
Yeah.
And then I said, do you want this song? And then Adam Levine was like, yeah, I'll take that song. And then he was like, what about these lyrics? And he's like, whoa, I already wrote all the lyrics. You can, if it's an ing, you can end it with an in. You can say it a little with a slang on it or whatever. And you're like, that's what a lot of the music feels like. And I helped.
Well, that's the problem. I think that pisses me off about like producers nowadays in general, in comedy and music and anything, is like people that want credit for things that they're not talented enough to accomplish themselves. So like it's a thing that like there's people that want to like I am really interested in making cool things. Like if I'm directing your comedy special, like I want to like it's your comedy special.
Yeah.
But like if I get to produce, if I help with the camera angles or whatever, my job is to make it as easy on you as possible and to make it as good as I can.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's my job. But producers nowadays, like you said, they want all of the success and all of the recognition, but with none of the actual talent. Like DJ Khaled doesn't necessarily have talent. He just has an ear for music. You know what I'm saying? DJ Khaled is not a talented person. He's not a talented person. He's just he is either a skilled person or somebody who has a skilled ear, but he is not like he doesn't play anything. I don't know if he knows how to use any of the equipment.
I
There
think,
there was a point where he was creating stuff, I'm sure,
yeah,
but at a certain point, it's almost like how like people talk about like teachers. I feel like a lot of times where like it's teachers are people who couldn't do the thing. Like they couldn't do the thing professionally, but they got so close that they just know a lot about it. So they do have knowledge of the industry, but just they have the most time because they don't have any work in it. So it's like it's almost like, oh yeah, you're not a math professor, but like you know a lot about math. Let's throw you as a math teacher kind of thing. Isn't that the same idea of like you're not skilled in this thing? It's just you can't like you just didn't know.
I don't think it's that clear cut and dry, but that being said, there's a lot of teachers who are. I went to school with them. I went to school with a bunch of people who you're like, oh, you're not good at anything, so you're just gonna teach children,
Yeah.
fucking a bullshit amount of history every year and shit like that. So I'm not defending teachers, but I think broadly I get what you're saying. Yeah, I think broadly, but no, like the DJ Khaled thing, like I think maybe he like club DJ'd or whatever, but his
Yeah.
talent, and it goes back to the problem with the modern generation. His talent is garnering attention, and it's like everyone goes through it. It's why I turned into a hang 10 guy, because I did that mocking a dude I used to work with in a kitchen, and then eventually to steal a wrestling term, I worked myself into a shoot, and now I'm a genuine hang 10 guy. It's what people did with DJ Khaled, where they're like, we all ironically followed him because he was on Snapchat being like, here's the keys. I'm a fat guy I'm a fat millionaire and I care about my health, but I can't not be fat. And we were like, look at this stupid piece of shit. Look at this dumb fat fuck.
Yeah.
And then it hits a point where you're just like, he's just there. And you're like, he's a part of it.
I guess the thing is like, he didn't get like, it was on his way to his successful life that he has now. But like we don't know for sure what he did before this. We know him as the successful music producer.
Yeah.
We know him as who was somebody that was like, yeah, I think it would sound good if this, which is again, it is a skill, but it's not at the level. Even if you've done it a million times for a bunch of successful other artists, it doesn't mean that like you can be like, I'm really happy in my success, but he walks around with this thing of like we the best. We have the thing of all this other shit. Like it's a team effort. Yeah, but it's like you did your part and you did really good at it. But also like I don't think you get to claim those songs because you're not the reason they became successful. Like if you wrote a song for Jay-Z or Rihanna or something like that, then like and they perform it, you had a part in it. Obviously, you wrote the song, you gave them the material, but it's like to be like to have the swagger of a Jay-Z or a Rihanna is kind of like one of those things of like, well,
yeah.
If people paid money to see DJ Khaled live, that'd be nuts.
Well, thankfully, thankfully at the end of the day, no one truly takes him seriously, and all the legitimate stars that worked with him, I'm assuming it's purely because he was locked in on that current, because everyone forgets 2010, maybe a little before that, but up until about 2015, maybe a little later, it was unironically some of the worst mainstream pop music in all of history. Yeah. And if you go back, that's all DJ Khaled was writing. And it was like, it was what the people, not writing, that's all he was paying a guy to write.
Like, maybe a guitar could go, boop.
Yeah.
Go, do that.
You know what it is? I swear to God, it was like this post 9/11 reaction where everyone started to realize like, oh yeah, our government's going around and destabilizing countries and bombing people. And it was like, because that was a real reaction on 9/11 when people were like, what are they mad about? What the hell happened? Yeah. Like normal people didn't know. So that's why Bush going, they hated us for our freedom fucking worked. And then it was like this, I think this sadness of the realities of the world were flowing into Americans. And they were like, we need the most base level vapid party music. That's why
turn it up.
Yeah, that's why it's like
Yeah.
there's always like all the songs were like, we own the night, we're gonna party, we're never gonna fucking die.
Yeah.
We didn't bomb those Arabs. So I think that's a big reason why DJ Khaled, because it's like it is some of the shit you go back. I realized this. I was listening to a man who I think is very talented. I'm a big fan of, but from my perspective, T-Pain wrote a lot of stinkers, and it was like very indicative of the time. But I'm sorry, what were we gonna say?
Well, no, I'm just saying in general, like that, like it used to be like something in the back in the day where like where I think we've joked about this plenty of times where like even that's a thing where studio musicians writing, recording and releasing the songs and then pop stars going and touring it and being like, yeah, there was them. Milli Vanilli famously was like one of those things where they're like, oh yeah, that's actually this lady and these two ladies in the sky singing.
We needed hot guys. Yeah, we needed hot guys to dance to these ugly people singing.
I mean, it's shocking to see how many boy bands were successful because of those creepy, gigantic fat guys. Like those, you know what I mean? Like how they're like, I'm the successful of all these young boys. It's all my decisions. I write all the songs. So like that's how it used to be, was like they were in the background, they were behind the scenes, they were like that's what it was. Nowadays it's like the thing where they're trying to convince you like no, like Taylor Swift actually feels all these things all the time, and you're like, okay, well, maybe
that's been since day one.
Yeah, well, that's
the whole like the vapid pop star really means it.
Yeah, but they're not. But no, everybody just kind of goes like, "Oh yeah," unless the person's out. It's just weird that like they can both be that same level of like Benny Blanco can be like, "What's up, dog?" and like date Selena Gomez and like ball out and all this shit, and also just be like, "I didn't do any of this. I just told him what to do. It was cool." You know what I mean? Like, but like I guess that's the thing is like, okay, so does that it doesn't negate or lower the level of the pop star. And it doesn't like it's so like they're able to exist on the same level where DJ Khaled's popping bottles and so is all the people that he wrote the songs for. And it's like, wait, what? It used to be the thing was you were behind the scenes, you didn't get that success. I think it's crazy nowadays that like it didn't change at all. Pop music is still the same, where it's still people writing songs for pop stars to perform and make popular and shit like that. And now also the producers are getting that same level of like stardom and success. And it's like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, I don't know. Well, I think it's also too like it's probably the podcast generation of everything, and everyone's starting to realize it's like globally on all topics, kayfabe is dead. So I think it's a lot of people are getting excited to be like, tell me how this horse shit is made.
Yeah, but then it doesn't discredit. Like again, once you find out somebody that looks like Benny Blanco is writing all of the songs for these beautiful young women, all those beautiful young women's careers would be ruined. But no, they're just like, oh, isn't that interesting? Whereas like in the 1980s, it was like, oh, this one pop star guy is going to kill himself because it came out that he didn't actually sing that song. You know what I mean? Like, what's it, that dude? I can't remember if it was Milli or Vanilli, but one of them died from like he was like tried to kill himself, or
they killed themselves.
One of them did, I think. The other one I think died a couple years ago.
No shit. Yeah, I know. I know back in the day, like I honestly probably musicians, like pop musicians, were probably doing less of the writing, but I feel like they weren't just being like, oh, you know this. It's like, oh, this young lady, this song she's singing about how much she loves boys. It was written by an old Russian man.
Yeah.
they probably weren't talking about it. Yeah, it is. You know what? I didn't look at it that way. Where, yeah, it is kind of that. I mean, that's like the most disheartening part about life in general. where it's like, you know, people will be like, here's how the sausage is made. And then you'll be like, now, doesn't that make you feel a different way? And then someone will be like, I've known how the sausage has been made and I don't care. And
Yeah,
you're like,
it's nuts though. Yeah, it's crazy that they're just like, yeah, the how many writer like now it's even a theme of like people are making fun of rappers because of how many writers they have on their album, and it's like, well, it's you're supposed to be that if you're not doing anything else, you should be writing raps. You're a rapper. Like that's your job. You're supposed to be doing
yeah,
that thing. Like that if you go like Taylor Swift is like, okay, well, this is a person that we can put these words into, you know, kind of thing of like, or Katy Perry, you know, any of the other broads that sing or anything like that. Like they just go like, yeah, this is written by this person and perform, you know, like they just don't even. I don't. It's so crazy to me. I don't know the switch. It's almost like that Howard Dean switch of like politics of like we go from Howard Dean to Trump in our lifetime to where like the guy was like he's unkempt. He's not fit for
yeah. A guy screams weird, and that ruins
once
his whole career.
one time goes
One,
yaw and then he's
and
gone.
and then Trump, which this is hilarious, but
Yeah,
it's you would in the context of politics, you'd think it'd ruin his career. Where he was like, what was he was shitting on McCain? He was like, he got captured. I don't like people who get
he's a
captured.
coward. Yeah,
He's a fucking pussy, fucking gay boy, and
yeah,
everyone's like, you know what it is? It's this like disconnected like irony and nihilism that a lot of people have, and I don't even blame them because when you grow up in a society where you know you don't all your government does with your money is just kill people, and you're not, they if the everyman gets in trouble, the government's got nothing for him. But if you're a giant bank that ruins everyone's lives, you'll get bailed out. And there's just this like, there's just this, I'm never going to own a home, blah, blah, blah. Am I going to even have enough money to start a family? All this shit. It
yeah.
probably creates this general black cloud melancholy nihilism over fucking people. So it's probably a thing where it's like, oh, that's bullshit. We'll just throw it on the fucking pile because everything's bullshit.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Yeah. And I think that's the thing is like that's what sucks about pop music is it can be it can be a genre, and country I feel like is as another one. Country just turned into pop music, pop bullshit R&B too, to where like it used to have somewhat of an identity a little. Like I mean it was still like even newer country like when I was younger, like early 90s, mid 90s country where it was still like super commercialized and super popular and shit like that, but it was like I don't know, there was still instruments being played. It still didn't it didn't feel like it was such a
Yeah.
ripoff. It like but like nowadays rap, country and pop music are all super interchangeable. And that was
Yeah.
like that's why even have three genres then? Why not? You're all just pop. In my opinion, you're all just pop music then.
Well, you know what I think it was? I think like I think the SoundCloud era of rap. Now I'm not trying to put it all in rap, but because there's a lot of amazing rap that's great, that's good and hard to make and stuff. But I think I'm probably wrong to a degree about this, but I started noticing it around like the SoundCloud era
Yeah.
because I think everyone started to realize one, how easy it is to just make these beats and shit, and two, how popular it is. Because it's like you could have a kid who's got 90 face tattoos, who's a drug addict writing songs about like wanting to OD, and they'll be like, oh, and the kids are gonna get obsessed over it.
Yeah.
And it's like they're probably throwing that into their formula of songwriting. And then it's like, wait, so they're gonna like this, and I don't have to pay an actual drummer, and I
Right.
don't have to pay a band. So
And that's
I'm sure something like that got into their heads and had a huge effect on it.
I think that's the thing is like it's we just talked about we've talked about it a couple times on No More Heroes and shit like that, but like how movies nowadays are like, well, if we're making a big studio movie, it has to be marketable in this market, this market, this market, and this market. It has to be America, China,
Mexico, India.
Mexico, Russia. Yeah, it has to all these because we need to guarantee, at least on paper, that we will make our money back. So
Yeah.
how can we make it the least, like, we can't have this joke in here because this culture in this region could find it offensive and that could cost us buys, or they could do. It's crazy how they think of it in that wide of scale, like where the new world order, brother, is gonna be fucking is like real, but it's like already taking over in entertainment. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's for life in, like, again, rap music, fucking country, and pop music are three that are already just in there. They're completely interchangeable. So much so that, like, people like Jelly Roll, what's the other guy? The skinny, who's Skinny Jelly Roll? Uh
Post
uh
Malone.
Post Malone. You knew. The other guy, that went from country to rap to country to
Oh
rap to,
yeah, I wasn't sure
you
if
know what I
you
mean?
met. I wasn't sure if you met Machine Gun Kelly because he's an
There,
equal.
there's another one that's just like, well, I'll just do this one now. And then what's he going to? He goes, oh, I'm gonna do pop punk now. I'm gonna
Yeah.
go. Oh no, I'll go back to rap. Oh, well, what if I try? Like, if Machine Gun Kelly, mark my words, is gonna be coming out with a fucking country single in the next couple years, if not this year.
I mean, I could see it if it's like the way his music shifted. Like, have you heard any of his newer stuff now? It's
No.
well, because he did the whole. He did the well, Pat. If we're
Sorry.
gonna shit on this dog shit, we've got to research it.
You're right. You're absolutely right. What am I? You know what? I take most of what I said back.
Well, no, that's what I did with Sleep Token. When I was like
Yeah.
shitting on Sleep Token a bunch, I go, no. I will listen to this album so I can properly shit on it.
Brother, I unfollowed a cam girl because she went to a Sleep Token show and was like, finally get to see these guys live. I was like, goodbye.
Ugh, this whore's retarded too.
Look, lady. Oh, I can deal with you being a Stars fan, but like,
Nope.
for crying out loud, for fuck's sake, dude, like, what is going on here? Finally, like, that's one of those things of like, bucket list. They came out like 2 years ago.
That's so funny. No, I was gonna say, sorry, my phone's bothering me. I was gonna say no, like the newest. I only listened to like one or two songs, but the newest Machine Gun Kelly stuff, he's not even like trying to be like pop punk. He's like segueing into just
Pop.
horse shit pop, like softcore pop music.
Yeah.
So it is like that dude's cheeks are for sale. Whatever the thing is, if like the jump to it makes sense, because that was the big thing. Actually, funny enough, I posted a video. I got to do more of these because I don't like doing them all the time because I get irritated because the comment, like my phone's just dinging with the comment. I just got to turn the notifications off. But it is just like when you put yourself out there with those opinions, the fucking fans are rabid and they're so fucking annoying. And it's like, it's one thing to like dog shit music. It's another thing to like talk shit to me and like, do not talk bad about my slop. And dude, like it's fun. It again goes back to the fucking point you're making where it's like, they don't fucking care. So I'm posting this video about Machine Gun Kelly being like, no, he's like doing a rap. Being like, why is no one talking about me when they talk about best white boy rappers? And it's like, because you haven't rapped in fucking 5 years, dickhead.
Yeah.
You're playing pop punk music that Travis Barker wrote for you fucking dickhead. And it's like, no one's going to talk about you because you sold your soul to the pop punk devil. And it's like, you don't get to be talked about like that. And then everyone in his comments are like, he's exploring different genres. I go, he's a phony to make money. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Oh, he just magically when people stopped taking him seriously in rap because everyone thought Eminem embarrassed him. Oh, he just magically realized he's like, you know what? I'm into pop punk music the exact time that this pop punk music wave is happening. It's like, shut the fuck up.
Right. And that's what I'm saying. They're all that. It doesn't mean that they're not nice people at some point, but it's just people that are like, it's not an artistic decision. This was a business decision. You decided I'm not going to do rapping anymore, so I'm going to go into country. I'm not going to go into rapping. I'm going to go into pop music. I'm going to go. It happens, and that's fine. But it's one of those things. Don't act like it's not anything but that. It's like when a player just goes like, I wanted to play here my whole career, but they just didn't give me that extra $1 million a year. And it's like, I mean, if you wanted to play here for the rest of your career,
But it's why,
that
dude,
wasn't going to change anything.
it's honestly the consumer's fault as much as it is the fucking artist who's selling out, because it's like they can't be honest because everyone's expecting them to be. It's like when they tell athletes, you're like, you're not a very good role model for kids. You're like, I throw a ball, dumbass.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I'm not supposed, like, obviously if kids like you should be mindful of that and, take them on a date or whatever. But, no, but no, for real though, if you are an artist or a athlete and kids are a huge fan of you, be mindful of it to a degree, but you're not their fucking parents. It's like,
Yeah.
you're not supposed, like people expect this thing of just like, oh, you like went to college and got really good at that specific sport. Well, you should be a role model for my child. You're like, I just learned how to fucking run a ball really fast. I don't have kids. He's like, it's like, I got to worry about raising my kids. I don't got to worry about your fucking kids. And it's like, as consumers, we expect retarded shit. It's always what I joke about with like Pedro Pascal. Like, obviously it's weird how much he pretends to have anxiety and then gropes women. But like, other than that, when everyone's like, "You believe he's so weird?" I go, I want him to be weird. That's how he's an amazing actor, you fucking morons. Stop expecting artistic people to be normal. They're not. You should not look up to artists like that. You should consume their art and let it expand your mind. Stop making them role models.
Well, it's kind of like, I feel like where things need to be kayfabe, I feel like in entertainment, there does need to be somewhat of a fourth wall. Like if you're not going to be super accessible, like if you're going to go out and do the things, the Tonight shows and the promotion for your movie and stuff like that, but in between, you should be a little bit more isolated. There should be a little bit more of that kind of thing of like, all right, well, if you want us to believe you in those things, like, unless you're just that talented of a person, like, let there be a little bit more mystery in your life. Don't because that's the thing is like, you can't be both. It can't be a thing of the stars, they're just like us. Look, it's this guy, he's just going shopping for groceries. You know what I mean? Like, it's a thing.
Yeah.
And then but also go like, I'm inaccessible. You can't. Whenever I go, I'm going to walk down this red carpet and there's going to be a barricade and everybody's going to scream for my attention. And then I'll wait for a little bit and you can take my picture and then I'll walk away. And it's like, no, you don't get that. You can have either, but you can't have both. In my opinion, it can't be like, cause that's the thing of like, that's what I hate about, I love the artistry of movie. I'm really finding out that how much I really do appreciate and how much I want to make something because that consideration isn't given anymore. I see it so much in entertainment nowadays where I'm like, it's just jump cuts. I'm counting the seconds of the cuts that you're putting up there because this is just a method. Like the clip that you saw, we watched of the ABBA thing earlier. That's literally, that's a technique in like promotion, is whenever you make a clip or whenever you're putting something out.
Yeah, just bam. You
have less than 3 seconds for each clip, and that will keep the person's attention.
Yeah.
And it's the thing where you're like, I know you're trying to trick me. So like already I feel like you're bamboozling me, so I don't feel confident in buying your product.
Well, it all goes back.
But when I watch stuff, I'm still like, I want to make sure that like you put enough. If I'm going to be invested in your thing, I want to know that you invested in the storytelling and the world building and all that stuff.
That's why too. I'm realizing like I'm trying my best now to avoid that type of slop. It's like it's the Mr. Beastification of everything. Where if you actually go, it's kind of fascinating. It's when I realized he was the Antichrist. If you watch clips of Mr. Beast in interviews explaining how he like figured out YouTube, it's like a robot is explaining himself and shit like that. It's just because that's what he figured out. He figured out if you hit the cuts this type of way, they hijack your brain and they don't let you don't. It like lulls you into like a fake dopamine drip and shit like that. And I'm realizing I'm just like actively trying to avoid that stuff because I think if you consume that stuff too much, it reprograms your brain. You know what I mean? It reprograms your brain And it like when you look, it's kind of like the Louis C.K. joke when you're eating, like when you're eating just slop all the time, and then you like try an apple, and you're like, "What's this bullshit?" And you're like,
Yeah.
it should be so beautiful and nourishing, but you've just
Yeah.
been, and it's the same thing with like, it's the same thing with just like consuming. Because I used to be a guy who's like, you know, when I was because it's funny, I'm in a similar boat now where because like the people have noticed I've done a lot less streams this week and I've been focusing more on like writing and stuff and actually like create something. It was kind of funny, still talking music. Something happened when I listened to that new fucking AFI album, and it really started something to me where I was like, I need to create stuff. And
Yeah.
I don't have the resources at the moment to like create music. And also, I've been really into writing lately, and I've just been like writing more and stuff like that. And this urge to create is making me realize, like, you know, when I was in, you know, oh, I'm podcasting all the time, and I need to have the perfect analysis of the current thing. You have much more of a need to consume everything so you get the whole picture. And it's not that I'm not saying I'm actively like trying to be uninformed. I'm not as concerned of that. Like I'm never gonna knowingly lie, or I'm never going to, or not lie. I'm never gonna like knowingly say something false or anything like that. But it's like my perspective is just shifted in a different way, and I'm way more concerned about art and creating. And I'm just like, I don't want, you know, I don't want to over consume slop anymore because I feel like it's hurting any of like my creative juices and shit like that. And it's like I used to have a FOMO feeling for that because it's like, I'm not going to get the whole picture on something. And I go, that picture fucking stinks. I don't mind not getting it.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's the general thing in a lot of this is like when you're so like everybody always talks about it, like everybody's aware of it, and that's the thing is people think that if you're aware of it that's like doing something, and
Yeah.
that's not the same. It's not the same. So like so when you're creating something, or when you're intaking stuff and you're just like, oh, like I think that was my thing, was like I kind of got to a point where I was like, the things that I'm watching or the things that I'm avoiding watching a lot of times is because I'm just like, it's the same fucking bullshit. Nothing is good anymore. Like, no, there's so little shit that's actually getting put out there that's actually worth any fucking time. And it's so interesting to know like that, like, but like when you're actually sitting there and you're like, oh wait, I actually know what I want to see. I I have ideas of stories that I think would be interesting to tell,
Yeah.
and then I also kind of have the ability to do it. So like why not, or at least I have the ability to figure out how to do it.
Well,
So
no.
like why not, and like much like the SoundCloud rapper times when you're like, oh shit, I can just make a drum beat, I can do a thing, and I can like,
Yeah.
it's a thing where you're like, oh shit, I have that ability. But it's also like, if I actually just take my time and the consideration, you can actually put shit out that's worth watching, that actually is good. So like that's the kind of shit that I feel like a lot of times is like when I go out to whenever I go to a mic or a place or a comedy show nowadays, it's not always, but a lot of times I'm just like, you know what I mean? Like,
I
because
feel you, brother.
it's like one of those things of, it doesn't matter how much effort or time I put into it. There's so many different factors that are in play in this moment, and there's so many other comics that didn't put the time or effort in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, and it's
That are just
also,
like and like people are enjoying, and I'm like, okay, well then I don't like, I
I don't
wanted
know
to,
what this is.
I don't know what this is anymore. Like I don't know. I don't recognize this shit anymore, because it's like, it's a thing where like if you don't get like the Kill Tony bump and you get that thing,
Or like any broad
any
level
broad
of
bump.
validation.
Yeah.
That's what it is. It's like if you don't, there's like there's many different avenues that give you this like sense of validation to the broader comedy world.
But again, for like substance and things like that, of like, I really, like I've said a million times, I just want to work in the business. It's a thing where like I'm somebody who comes from bands. I'm somebody who is like, I like collaborative efforts. I'm
Yeah.
not, and the reason I'm not into it for that same idea of like, I gotta hustle, I gotta do this thing, is because when I go do fucking the comedy shows that I'm on, a lot of times, no offense to anybody else, but a lot of times, like if it's a mic or it's a Tuesday at a bar, and like I can do that anywhere, man. I don't like, it doesn't feel special here. So like that's the kind of thing of like, but if I can meet up with some of my friends and come up with some really interesting ideas and get to the next phase of a project, that's the shit that's getting my creative dick hard lately. Is that thing of like,
That's so funny, dude. You and me are in a very similar wavelength right now because
I'm I
I've
yeah.
been having broadly similar feelings about stuff.
Even best case scenario, I even thought about this. Even best case scenario, like comedy wise, right? I get booked a lot, and
And
then
you hate books.
I I hate books. They're my least favorite. I'm doing hopefully feature sets, but like
Yeah.
in Indianapolis, and it's really hard to get inspired, I think, in a hotel room in nowhere. And I've been to Indianapolis. No
Well,
offense to Indianapolis, but like it's flat.
well,
It's like there's nothing.
I get what you're saying because I've also hit a certain point in my career where I go, well, that whole everyone figures out my brilliance didn't happen.
Yeah, I'm not.
Um,
Well, I guess I'm not getting discovered yet. It's been about almost 11 or 12 years
so
or
I
so.
guess it
So
didn't just click in and everyone realized I was the new white hope of
wait, hold on. My phone.
comedic thought.
Hello? No, telemarketer.
I thought it
I
was
got
gonna be
excited. It said spam likely. I thought I'm in the money.
I thought it was gonna be
Here's
another
my
I thought it was gonna be another Jews mentioned. No, but yeah, I felt a similar thing where it was like I was like, well, this I can kind of maybe there's a little bit of pessimism, but it's like I can kind of see the writing on the walls. So it's like that looks real boring and sad. So it's
Yeah.
like why don't I also explore different avenues that make me artistically fulfilled, and it's why I've been doing a lot more writing and stuff. And brother, you remember the fucking movie idea I was telling you about when we were all drunkenly like doing our writer's room in the creek?
Mm-hmm.
Bro, I like hashed it out, and I was talking to JJ Curry about it, and he was telling me, he's like, that sounds like way more like a fucking 6 to 8 episode TV show. And I sat down and I did a very detailed outline, and I'm like, yo, this could be real. And it's like I'm doing that, and it's like that's got me way more excited about things. So
Yeah, and that's the thing is like, because that's the idea, the same idea I came across with like the social media shit, where I'm just like oh fuck, how many years am I going to convince
you
myself?
have left very
Yeah,
few.
yeah, not a lot. I thought I had blood in my stool. Turns out I think it was just an undigested tomato. So
See you next week, guys.
that's the outro we've been working on. That's our catchphrase. No,
Actually, do you want to pause this and start up No More Heroes? I have to piss really bad.
yeah, we can do that.
Hell yeah.
Do you mean like go off and then come back,
Or well, I have to piss and get more water.
oh, okay. Well, I guess
I'm sorry. Did I cut you off in the middle of a great thought?
I don't remember it.